Okay, now, who is looking for a full winter quilting experience? This Winter Elevate Quilt Box is available now through March 18th with options starting at just $75 through our club stores or $99 to try it. Each box includes over $400 with tools, fabric, thread, and guided projects with everything you need to stay inspired all season long. It's the perfect way to learn, to quilt, and to grow in your quilting experience this winter. Hi everyone, it's Stacy with Sew Steady, and I am here today super excited to be sharing with you an amazing project that we're going to be working on. And this is our winter scene wall hanging. So this is incorporating our freestanding lace. We're going to add in some of our fun applique. And then finally, we're going to be turning this not into just this super cute wall hanging, but we're going to turn it into like something that you can organize with. We're talking like pockets here instead of just some cute little designs. We're going to have some pockets where you can put maybe some of your rulers for this winter that you're going to be actively using. This could be really great to hang in your sewing room, to be honest with you. So I've got Jana here, and Jana is my friend. She also does a whole bunch of the amazing videos that you're seeing right now, the reels that you see on our Sew Steady page. She's been creating all those for us. And then she's new, guys. So she's not done much quilting. She's never done embroidery before. Today is her first time that she's going to be doing embroidery with us. So for the next hour, I'm going to take you through elements of our project. We're not going to finish it all. We're going to finish it again in another 2 weeks. We'll have another live where we go ahead and finish the project. And we're going to bring everything together. So today we're going to be focusing on doing some embroidery on the background. So we're going to be doing embroidery all over this area here. So the full background. And then we're probably going to create some freestanding lace. And then I'm going to be quilting with rulers. I'm going to be quilting these layers. This is kind of like our snowy mountain layers. So I'm going to be doing some ruler quilting on that. So there's going to be a lot of different things that you're seeing throughout, but all the elements are going to come together in our next live, which will be on an even Monday. Donnell's got the odd Mondays. I'll take the even, where we're going to go ahead and finish it up. So let's go ahead and head over to our table where we're going to be getting the embroidery hooped up, and we're going to be planning what embroidery designs we want to put on there. Okay, so I'm going to spin the design here. Okay, so Jana, I'm going to go ahead and have you start off and let's go ahead and place this. So I've already put some sticky material. You can't really see it, but I have sticky material on my hoop. And this is really great. This is a tip that I learned recently that makes it so you can actually stick exactly where you want to when you're doing an embroidery design. And then you put your bottom hoop underneath that and everything stays in place. So you get to see it's not kind of guesswork when you're hooping. So I'm going to assume that we're going to start top down. So I will have you place this because when you're hooping for embroidery, you're always going to have to allow some room on either side of the project to just be able to have, kind of hooped space. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that my hooping is going to need to kind of start around this area. And then again, I'm going to start on one side or the other. And the reason why is because I can fill in this other side where I can't hoop. I can actually fill that in with rulers. And I'm excited to fill it in with rulers because I know I can do it. So, and then the next layer that we do, I'll start on this side. So they won't ever really see that some of it's rulers and some of it's not. Okay, so let's go ahead and head on over. So I'm going to stick this down. You can see like it's now kind of stuck to the fabric, which is the goal. And oops, I got something underneath here. A fuzzball. So now what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and put that underneath this. So you're going to go underneath. Nope, it's going to go this way. So this is what your your embroidery hoop is going to attach to the machine right here. And so that's a really good way to know like what's up, what's down.
Okay.
So you're gonna slide that in. And then I always like to just make sure it's plenty big. We've got a lot of layers that we're gonna be sandwiching into this hooping right now. So I wanna make sure it's plenty big. So, so today we are diving into the Elevate quilt box, guys. We're using rulers. We're using the embroidery collection. Maybe not today, but in another live in a couple weeks, we'll be using the freestanding, or I'm sorry, not the freestanding lace, but the applique pieces. Today we're going to be using the freestanding lace as well. Okay, so right now everything is sandwiched in. So I've got it nice and tight in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start tightening this, and because we don't want our hoop to come out. So this is a good way to just make sure everything is nice and tight. So you just kind of push it all in, and there we go. And so now nothing is going to come out of this. And we've created plenty of space so we don't have any embroidery designs that won't be quilted. And if they quilt a little bit off of this, I'm okay with that too, because this is actually going to be part of our border. It wouldn't be awful to have that quilted as well.
Yep.
Okay, so before I embroider, I do want to go ahead and remove my pins. You don't have to, but I just feel a little bit more confident in that. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do, and I think this is a good place to do it, maybe we'll bring them a little bit closer, Jana, to see over have the camera kind of over this.
Oh, okay.
I want to go ahead and mark. Where did my choco marker go? My choco marker out a little bit ago. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's fine. Keep on coming. All right. And then we can just point it down. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So I want to go ahead and kind of plan my designs. So I know based on my amazing embroidery collection here, I know I have, oh, I got a little sticky, keeping that from coming out. I know I have embroidery designs that are, let's see here. Ooh. All right. Thank you guys all so much for coming. I don't see any questions yet, so that's good. I have embroidery designs that are 3.5 inches all the way up to 11 inches big. So I think I'm going to stick to, because this is not huge, I'm going to stick to embroidery designs that are 3, 5, and 6 inches in size. Just because, you know, we kind of want to get a variety of sizing. So that being said, let's go ahead and use that marker right there. Mm-hmm. This is my 8.5 inch crosshair square. So this could be a really good marker to kind of say, okay, if I want a 3-inch embroidery design, then I know that this would be a great place for it to start, for it to end. So I'm just going to kind of mark my 3 all the way around. There you go. And then I can kind of get my crosshair in there. So this is my 3 right here. Perfect. And 3 right here. All right. So this is going to be kind of my point for my 3. And then the next point, because again, I want everything to fit nicely in my hoop. I think what I'll try to do, because my 3 will come down to there, I'll probably try to put a 5-inch design in. And I'll put my 5-inch design in right in this area right here. Because again, it might be a little too big to try to squeeze in. All right, so I'm going to just kind of eyeball it, but I'm going to go right about here for my 5-inch. And we've got a 3-inch right here. And then, so we've got a 3, a 5, and this is, the next one is going to be pretty big. So I think that as we kind of go through the project, we'll go ahead and do a 7 right in here, which will be a little bit more in the middle. because that's going to cover up more of the space. Okay, so we'll do 3, 5, 7, and then up here we'll do a 7, 5, 3. So it just, again, so it kind of varied in our placements. So now let's head on over to our machine, and we're going to get this plugged into the machine, and we're going to start deciding which designs. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure that they can see this really well. Oops. Hi, guys. There we go. And I'll bring it a little bit lower. There you go. All right, maybe a little closer. All right, can you see the designs okay? Let me know. Perfect. All right, and today I'm going to be showing you a couple of wave rulers we haven't done much with in a while. And I mentioned that there will be a live giveaway, and I'm going to do a live giveaway with the wave rulers because, you know, it's always fun to show something and then have you win something with it. Yeah. First, I'm going to have them pick out the embroidery design with us, though. So we have so many amazing snowflake embroidery designs in here in a variety of sizes. So you can see that's the 6-inch. We've got 8-inch, 10-inch. So as we go through, I think I am going to go ahead and pick out an assortment of designs. Like no snowflake is the same. We don't need to show the same snowflake on here. And then we'll show you the thread that we're going to use for this as well. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the 3-inch we mentioned. So let's go ahead. They say it's a 4-inch on here. So let's go ahead and choose that as my first 4-inch. So we're going to set that. And then I'm going to move that just up into this left corner. All right, so then I'm going to add another design. So we're going to go back here. Oh, we're going to go back here. We're going to go to PES. And then I probably should have Jenna doing this since she's all new to the amazingness of embroidery. But I have to tell you, I love being able to show people the amazingness of embroidery. And then, of course, the amazingness of being able to combine our embroidery and our rulers together, because that is definitely one of the really, really fun things that we get to do here. Okay, so then I picked this 4-inch design. So then the next design I want to do, I kind of want it to be a little bit different. So now I'm going to set that. Okay. And again, we kind of talked about how we don't want them to touch. So then I'm going to put that right there. And there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and add another one. Here we go. All right. Oh, here's my PES. And, oh, that's fun. I've decided to go up because I was like, well, I kind of want to like see everything at the bottom of this. So can I just go up? Sure can. That's handy. Okay, so now I'm going to go with the 8-inch design. So I got that one. I have, oh, you know what? I'm going to do that one. I love that design. Okay. All right. So the question is, can I do that without touching? I can. I think I just need to rotate a little bit. And then you know what? We can always size down a little too. So if we need to, that is one of the joys of ruler quilting, or this. And then, so I'm going to size down a little bit on this one too, and bring it a little bit kind of more center. Okay. And then the other thing we can do is we can rotate these a little bit. So I think I'm going to just rotate this slightly. Wow, 10 isn't doing a whole lot. It's like everything is just, let's see there. That's what I wanted. 10 was honestly just turning it on point every time. 1 is what I have to use to be able to actually make it move. There we go. All right. So let's see if it'll let me embroider. It worked. Yay. So that means that I've got the right hoop size in and it knows it. That means that I have everything within the field of my embroidery hoop and it knows it. Now what it doesn't know, oh yeah, I've got my thread in too. Okay, so let me show you really quick what thread we decided to use. We are super excited about this thread because I really feel like this thread is just kind of perfect for this. Whoops. It's like this silver metallic thread. And I think it's just going to be perfect to go with this really fun Starry Nights design. So this is our background to this wall hanging. We decided to go with more of like a winter night scene based on the fabric we had available, guys. So this is our winter night scene. Isn't that gorgeous fabric though? And then we're going to use this silver metallic. It's got a little shimmer to it. So I think it's going to be perfect for snowflakes. All right. So now all we have to do is Jenna is going to sit here and monitor this. But she's just going to kind of keep an eye on it, make sure that nothing bunches up. And we're just going to hit start. Oh, and then the other thing we want to do is, and I haven't done this yet, so this is shame on me, guys, because this is actually really important. We want to make sure that we have the same bobbin thread in because we don't want to have some crazy bobbin color on the bottom. So let's go ahead and check our bobbin thread. I have not done that yet. And get this up. Oh my goodness, we had purple in there. That would have been a crazy bobbin thread. Good thing we checked that, guys. Will you hold this for me? Yes. Okay. And we're probably going to have to do a bobbin change in the middle of this, but the good news is I've got 2 machines working today, so I can get the other bobbin going while this is going. And we'll start doing our background. All right. And I'm curious, I know a lot of people have got their boxes. The good news is all of the boxes have shipped. They did take a little bit longer this time. We apologize for that. But they all have shipped officially now. Okay. And so if you haven't gotten yours yet, just know it's coming in any day now. We did have to change a couple of classes around. I've got sad news. Melissa, one of our amazing educators, and of course, she's my sister-in-law, she got bit by a dog this week and broke her arm, like bad break. Like she was in the hospital overnight, you guys. So please send out good thoughts for her. We have to change around the schedule a little bit because we need to give her a little bit of time to recover. Yeah, she really wants to get back in her sewing room. She was already calling saying, please, like, but I've got some fun news for what she's planning for you guys for some of the classes. I think she's going to actually have my brother work with her a little bit, and maybe he's going to be doing some of the quilting as she's coaching along. So that could be kind of fun too. So I'm excited about that. But yes, please keep Melissa in your thoughts because she's got a big recovery ahead of her. She was rescuing the dog. The dog had gotten hit by a car. She went over to help it. It was like chaotic and crazy. And yeah, the dog was injured in a big way. So, okay, so let's go ahead and hit start now. And we're going to start. So what you're going to be focused on, Jana, when you're over here, is this is going to eventually come over to this area. And when it does, we just want to make sure it's smooth. It transitions nicely back onto it. Now a lot of this will be covered up. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this design already. And I love the color we chose. Yeah. But when this comes back up, we are going to go ahead and it's going to get covered up because some of the binding is going to cover it up. So we don't have to worry about it too much, but this looks so cool. Okay, so now Janet, go ahead and monitor that. And then I'm going to bring them over to this other area and we're going to start working on some ruler quilting. Okay. So Jana's going to have fun with that. And you can bring your chair over there too, Jana. Perfect. Yay. All right. Thank you guys so much. And then, yeah, you just kind of want to keep your Don't get your fingers underneath the needle though. That would be the worst possible scenario for you. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and put the foot down again. So the foot down is that button right next to the little hand wheel thing. Do you see that little toggle? The foot down, over to the right a little bit, up to the right, closer to the slider.
Oh.
The button closest to the slider.
Oh, this
Yeah.
one. That one?
That's the foot down.
Okay.
And now I hit start. Okay. So now we've got our ruler box here. And again, what we're going to be working on is we're going to be working on the layers of this project. So we want to go ahead and use our rulers to potentially do some quilting on the layers, but we're also going to be using those wave rulers. And so I mentioned to you that we are going to be giving away a couple of rulers, maybe 1 or 2 rulers today. And that's going to be based on the wave rulers that are going to help us form our hills. So, and then we've got a couple of different buttons that I think I might incorporate a button into this project too. Okay, so we've got our freestanding lace. We're going to need this for our project today too. Depending on how far we get. We might not get to the freestanding lace today though. We'll see if we can. Okay, so I'm gonna get this out. I've got all my applique pieces out. These will probably be for our next class, but I'm just gonna have them out just so we're ready. And then I'll put this back in. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our first layer. And just as a reminder, what we're doing here, I'm going to wheel you over here and show you this project. So we are creating the hills. So we're taking layered fabric with batting on the bottom, and we're going to be ruler quilting that to create the hill shape. Then we're going to actually be tucking it in so you have this nice edge all the way around, which is really fun. Cutting it, tucking it, and then we'll go ahead and do another edge all the way around it too. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. So a little bit of hill work. We're doing some hill work. As a person that ran track in the past, hill work is not always that fun. So this is, Jana and I bonded over being track people. And how long did you run track for? Did you run through high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kindergarten to high school.
Yeah. So both of us were elementary through high school track people. And so hill work is not something that you talk about in a kind way usually. Okay. So we're going to start with this one. So notice what I've done here. And this does not have a right side. This fabric has not got a right side. So I have the batting on the bottom, which is not normal, but based on what we're doing, I'm going to do the batting on the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my ruler foot on. So let me go ahead and get that out and screwdriver out. And we're going to take this foot off because we're going to create our hill. So let me show you the first options, and I'll kind of tell you based on my sample project what hills I liked the best. I really liked kind of definitely the more of the rolling hills where you can really see a clear definition of a hill as opposed to just a slight slope. But we can decide together which hills we want to use, because in turn, it's the hills we're going to be giving away. All right, so here's all the hill options. How's it going?
Kind of got stuck here. Do I just lift her up?
Yeah, just go ahead. Oh, that's good. Yeah, you're fine. And it's finished. All right, so you're going to go ahead and pull that off, and then I'll have you hoop the next section. I'll come over and help you in a minute. So this is where first hill. So this could be just a basic 12-inch arc. That's no fun, guys. Everybody's got the 12-inch arc. This one is like not a fun hill at all. It's basically like a mound. So I probably am not going to use that. Just need a pair of scissors. There we go. And then, but these could all be used as hills. The next hill could be fun. This one is a back-to-back template. And this could create some really fun rolling hills. But to be honest with you, it's pretty hilly. So, and then the next one we have here, if you kind of put these two together, creates some really fun kind of rolling hills as well. So I actually think for the first one, I'm going to do a little bit more of a shallow hill. We're going to start with like a little slope, and then because the first layer, you kind of want to kind of gently go into it. And then we'll go ahead and give it a little bit more arc. I'll probably incorporate this into one section of it, but not into the whole thing. So let's go ahead and start. So I've got my foot on nice and tight. I've got my layers. I've got my batting on the bottom. I'm using that silver thread, and let's double check our batting. The batting doesn't matter, or the bobbin thread does not matter as much in this one either, because it's going to be hidden. Because again, we're actually going to be pulling everything around this and kind of tucking it in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just get started. And then we don't want to go too fast. Oh, looks like it wasn't threaded. My bad. All right, it kind of looked like it was threaded. And let me know if you need any help with the hooping, Jana.
Yeah, just to know where you wanted it next.
Okay, so same concept, only I want you to go the other direction.
Like
so
here?
yeah,
Okay,
so instead I want you to go on this side more. So we're gonna kind of do variegated. Let me show everybody what we're doing over here. Sorry guys. We got so much going on. So yeah, exactly. And then actually, because this is because we know we're not going to necessarily touch up here,
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and have you overlap the design a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So if you can see this at all, you can see that she's just putting the hoop a little bit more on this direction. So before we kind of hooped up on that side, this time we're hooping up on this side. So my goal is I'm going to ruler quilt here, I'm going to ruler quilt over there, and then we can just fill in with rulers.
And then we'll do the same up here.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then I'll let you work on that, and then I'm going to head back over to my ruler quilting of my layers. Okay, so I've got that all set up. I've got my waves started. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do my layers. Oh, it's so much fun. Someone just said that this inspires them to get back out their embroidery machine. I do think, I love the idea of being able to do embroidery for things where you just kind of want to go quick. But I also love that we can combine embroidery with ruler work, because it makes everything so much faster. And anyone that knows me, I love to do a lot in a day. And so if I can do it faster, I just feel more successful. All right, I'm going to go a little bit slower. Maybe not that slow. So again, we're just kind of creating my gradual hill here. And this is kind of a long. So one of the things that we can do, I'm not using a foot pedal, which I probably should be, is we can go ahead and start incorporating a little bit more, but I want it to be gradual incorporation. So let me go ahead and, as I'm kind of bringing this along, let's see if we can make it a little bit more gradual and not just an immediate dip. This could be more of a little bit of gradual. Could it be though? Let's see, we'll try this. Oh, and then, let's see here. Now keep in mind that it's going to kind of slope in. Okay. All right, so we're sloping and stop there. And then creating a little bit of wave here. All right. So now I've got my first hill started. So the way that we're going to do our hills is everything is going to fold in. So you can kind of see me folding this, folding this, folding this, folding this. And now I've got my first hilly wave, if you will, started. It's a lot of words for what we've got going on here. Hilly wave. Rolling hill. That's the right word. Rolling hill is what I was looking for. All right. So I've got that kind of all tucked in. And now the other thing that I'm going to do, actually probably first should do, is I need to cut this. So, because when I go ahead and do my rolling hill, I definitely don't want to have a huge bunch up. So I'm cutting this along, just like we do template quilting. This is just like cutting this extra stuff, or, you know, anytime we're doing circles on quilts using the circles and straight tool. How'd you do?
Good, I got it.
You got it. It's all secured. Oh my goodness. This is the first time that Jana has ever put on her own embroidery hoop. So let's take a quick look at it.
Hopefully we did it.
I think you did great, Jana.
Just me a little bit. I got it.
You did awesome.
Is it
Good work.
Okay.
I love it. Okay. So yeah, let's tighten it up a little bit more. We don't want it to come off. All right. So now I will go ahead.
It's the same designs.
Sure. Let's just do the same designs. And so this time, because of where everything is at though, I'm going to have you move them around, which can be kind of fun. Okay. And put that on. Let's show them what's going on over here. There you go. So let's go ahead and lock it in. So lock it in like that. All right. So now if you can see the embroidery designs on the screen, can you see those okay? Yeah? No?
Kind of. Yeah, there you go.
Kind of tilted. Sorry, guys. What we want to do is we just want to move everything around. So before we had, so I'm going to move, return. So I'm going to move this up here. I'm going to move this down here and then move this over here. Does that make sense? Because we kind of want everything to be the opposite of what we did before. So now we'll do bigger snowflake up here and smaller snowflake down here. All right, so that being said, we'll go ahead and have you hit foot down. And then you hit embroidery. And then we are ready to go.
So just hit start.
So go ahead and hit start.
All right.
And it's going to start on the small one again. Okay. And now back to this. Oops. Squeeze it back a little bit. All right. So yeah, just kind of keep everything going smoothly there. So we've cut our first layer. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and keep kind of cutting away here. And I'm actually really excited about this project, guys. It was just going to be this cute little winter landscape incorporating our freestanding lace. And now it's actually an organizer, which is really appropriate. Oh, have I told you guys Jana is actually also a professional organizer? She hates it that I tell everyone that because then she gets side jobs. No, we had a mutual friend. Go ahead and hit. No, it sounds good. It sounded weird for a second. I was going to have you hit stop. No, it's fine. We had a mutual friend text me the other day and say, I heard Jana's working with you. Do you think she could come and work with me? So having a friend that's a professional organizer is really amazing, guys. Just telling you. Because she can like help you do all kinds of great organization. And this time of year, that's when we all just want to get organized. So this is our first hill. Do you see it? So now what we're going to do is we're going to add that edge to the top of the hill. So we just want it to kind of come all the way out. So this, if you had like, this would be a great time if you had like a stiletto to get everything to just kind of nicely kind of settle into that seam. Go ahead and hit stop. Yeah. It says check and rethread upper thread. So go ahead and see if it's got tension on the upper. We might cut it really quick and see what's going on back here. Yeah, I felt like it was stuck. Okay. And okay. And so this is where you unplug the machine. You raise that. Guys, we're in an unplug the machine mode here. All right, so we're gonna raise that and we're gonna use my scissors to cut to see what's going on underneath. All right, so here we go. Not the first time I've been in this situation. Okay, so we might actually have to unhoop. Yeah, what's happened is somehow it's gotten caught into the bobbin case area. And so we're just gonna have to kind of come in here a little bit and release. And release. All right. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to remove this. And then lift this. Okay, get that under. There you go. And I'll have you hold that for me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people can attest to the fact that this happens every now and then. All right. So should we look at it? Should we see what's happened? So this is something that happens, guys. And so Janet is going to learn the art of, this is really exciting. She's going to learn the art of actually picking out the thread.
Oh, yes. I do not.
So while you're doing that, I will keep doing some ruler quilting over here. This is a great tool for that, Janet.
Perfect.
So you're just going to go ahead and try to cut the thread using that. And then I do also have
Just from this piece.
Yeah, you just want to release from right there. Exactly. All right, so that's a lesson learned, guys.
Okay.
We have to make sure when we put the hoop onto the machine that there is nothing that's going to catch underneath it. So, and how do we learn? We learn by doing. That is one of the ways I've learned all my life is by doing. So I'm sure a few of you have too. All right, so then this is our curve number 12. So think about our 12-inch arc ruler. This is called our 12-inch curve ruler, which is truly a 12-inch curve. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down now. And I'm actually just creating this kind of 1/4 inch line all the way along the edge of this curve. And that's just kind of giving it this really cute kind of finished look. And so one of the best ways that you can do that is just to get the foot right on the edge of the seam and have it come all the way around. Right now it's a little further out than the edge of the seam. It's okay. Oh yeah, go ahead. Okay. So we're just kind of creating a little cute line. The other thing that I could do to like make my life a little bit easier is I could, just saying, I could go ahead and, that's a little bit too big of a dip. I think I'll use this to come around and there it goes. Perfect. Stop right there. And then I've got this step. Perfect. I do have staple tape on this ruler. I did not have staple tape on my other ruler. Shame on me. That's definitely a big no-no. And again, what I'm trying to do is just create a little bit of an echo all the way around the edge of this that we can kind of repeat. We can decorate within it with that echo too, which is kind of fun. All right. And then this is actually just kind of a little bit more of a shallow edge. So I think I'm going to just use this to kind of finish it out here. Actually, I'm just going to use the edge of the project. There we go. Sorry, Jana. I should have been more aware that we were going to be dealing with that. That's my fault. Okay. So now what I've done is I have my edge on this. So some other fun things that we could do, we could just go ahead and do a little bit of snowflake stuff down here if we wanted. One of my favorite snowflake additions was just adding the simple circle, because I think that the simple circle really has some fun snowflakes. But the other thing that I saw that could be kind of fun is adding some curlicues. I think curlicues can create kind of a really fun little wind look. So I think I'm going to try to do some curlicues just along the edges to kind of create a little bit of a flow. And then if you guys want to tell me which templates you would be most excited about winning today, would it be the back-to-back 3-2? Would it be this 12-inch curve ruler we have right here? Or would it be maybe one or two of our curlicues? You tell me which one would be your favorite. Which one do you not have in your stash right now? Which one do you think you'd want to kind of incorporate into your project? So on the curlicues, I think I'm going to use a couple different sizes just to give myself like a little bit of a variety in the flow. And again, we're just kind of creating what could be looking like snowdrifts. And see here, I'll come around and then I'll pull this out, and notice that there's kind of these gates that are built into this, which are kind of fun. This is a foot gate. So we're just going to stop right there, come around. Perfect. Stop there. Okay. I'm going to come back. And then from now on, I'm going to go ahead and stop on this line and add my next curlicue. Stop there. All right. And so I think I'll just kind of do this variegated look here. And I do think it like adds some really fun dimension to this though. So as you see, I'm just switching out my ruler every time. Let me see if I can get you a little bit closer here so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. There you go. All right. How's that, guys? Jana, do you see any questions right now? I guess you're busy. Is anybody telling us which rulers they want to win?
So any would be fine.
Okay.
So curlicues.
And this isn't like the normal way that we use curlicues, but I do think it's kind of a fun way to use them. And then if you're not feeling like you're getting a good like snowdrift look, just do more curlicue. Give it more of a curly. All right, so I'm going to start kind of at the base to give it a little bit more of a curly here. Yay! Come around, come back. And I might even go a little bit faster because I'm seeing that I'm getting some pretty big stitches here. And we want nice smooth stitches. So I'm just adding that detail. So a couple things I learned after I did my first project, because that's why we always make a sample project, right? We learn along the way. So the first things that I learned, I wanted to add some detail. I wanted to quilt the layers, right? Well, quilt the layers first. That is my one tip. Trying to quilt the layers when they're all layered together is a nightmare, and I broke probably 4 or 5 different needles just from having too many layers. So yeah, that's a good learning lesson. Quilt the layers first. So that's what we're doing right now. We're quilting the layers and having a lot of fun with it. And I was really excited to kind of pull out our curly cues and use them this way. We did that Winter Wonderland live, I think, with Kate last week. And she incorporates these curly cues into her Winter Wonderland project too, which is kind of what inspired me. I was like, I can use those. That'll be great. All right, so one of the things when we're quilting is minimizing thread breaks if we can. I'm not as concerned about that on this project just because, we're going to be this is a little bit different project. We're going to be doing a lot of different stuff with it. So I can do some thread breaks, bury the thread breaks, no problem. All right, so we'll get one more curly cue just because we're not quite sure where it's going to end and begin. And here we go. Now keep in mind when you're ruler quilting, you're always a 1/4 inch away from the edge of the template. So what might look like it's going to go over the edge or go into the seam line is actually most likely not going to happen. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the thread break. Oh my gosh, look at that, guys. I kind of love it. It really gives it that little snowy vibe. So, so we'll go ahead and add, I think I'll do like one more layer of that. And I might just do like a top layer through here because these are going to be layered projects. You're only going to see a little, like not a whole lot of this, to be honest. So I think I'll just kind of do a little bit more of a section up in here. And then I might do one more row. All right. So your needle is perfectly centered in your ruler foot, number 1. When your needle is perfectly centered in your ruler foot, that means you're always a 1/4 inch away from any given point along the edge of the template. So whatever you're currently drawing out or stitching out, you're a 1/4 inch away from that. And the ruler foot and the templates are married to each other. And that just means that the designs, especially when you're doing like circular designs, they are married to each other in the sense that they're always going to create a consistent design and come out, especially if you're using the markings on the ruler. They're always going to create that as long as your needle is center in that design. Now, if your needle isn't center, it's okay because you can be consistent when you're creating a design and not necessarily have it worry. Because actually, to be honest with you, I don't think my needle's center right now. But look, I just added some snow to the top, my little snowdrift to the top of that now. So now I'm going to cut that. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but Jana and I are wearing the same shirts today. Our shirts are our Be a Star, our So City Stars t-shirts, because Jana and I are going to be at a show together here next week, you guys. You're going to see Jana and I at Road to Cal. We are headed to Road to California. We're going to be there. Preview night is next Tuesday in Ontario, California. If you're nearby, come see us. We would love to see you. We're going to have giveaways every day, live giveaways 3 times a day, actually. We're going to be demoing. We're going to be probably even working on this project. Might as well, right?
Sure.
We're going to be doing we're going to be having some really awesome specials, and I'm just kind of excited to get out and see everybody at the Road to California show. So please come see us. Oh, I just realized my camera is way off. Sorry. I don't know how that happened. Come on back, guys. All right. So we got a few people that were saying that they'd be okay winning anything. I'll check the messages here in a minute and see if there's any other questions that are coming up.
Are we gonna have our own booth or are you in?
We are in booth number 433. Great question. Thank you for asking. So come see us, booth number 433. And under So Steady's name, we are going to have some special offers, teaming up with More Sewing a little bit, but we are in our own booth. Okay. And I even considered this, and I actually kind of would love to get your guys' feedback. I do love doing the live demos. And then what we do when we do our live demos is we give everybody tickets. And if you're you have to be present to win. But if you are there and you're present for our live demos, which will be at 11, 1, and 3 each day, then you have the opportunity to win. So we're going to go ahead and do several giveaways during that each of those time slots, and then we will go ahead and do a demo on whether it's our embroidery designs or the rulers, probably a lot of rulers because we're going to take a variety of rulers to show off. Okay, guys, my first wave layer is done. I got my snow drifts on there. We got our layer. So let's go ahead and see. Jana's busy picking away. How's it going, Jana?
It's still good. Some of the smaller ones are a little trickier.
Are you taking a little bit of time?
Coming along.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do our next layer. So the next layer that I'm going to do is going to be our top layer. Oopsies. And that's actually going to be this bluish. We're going to call this our Arctic blue color. How's that look? So that's going to be our next layer. So let's go ahead and choose. This will be our top layer. So I do definitely think I kind of want to keep it that one from going too curvy. But I kind of want to, so we used this one before. Let's go ahead and we'll incorporate this. So I think I'll keep the curve kind of starting off. I'll keep it towards the top, and then, so we'll have one bigger curve on this edge, and then we'll come down into more of a rolling hill. How does that sound? All right, so let's go ahead and lift our foot. We'll get that all evened out. Okay, so I did also decide I want to go a little bit faster, guys. And I'm going to come in a little bit more to the center here. Okay. So keep in mind that when I go to flip this, this is actually the curve that you're going to see is going to be this part because I'm flipping everything inside out. So let's bring this down a little bit more. And see, this is going a little too fast for my liking. Turns out there's a happy medium. All right. So we're going to stop right there. So see, I'm stopping right where that line is because now I just pull the whole template down and now I have my next kind of rolling hill. So let's go ahead and stop there and then we'll start again. We just lined up the line on the other side of the ruler. And then I think I am going to go ahead and stop in the center. I'll stop right about here. All right. So let's see if I can incorporate this. So this, when I fold it out, this will be kind of part of my curve. All right. So on the last one, let's go back and look at our last one. We kind of started off with that growing up and then kind of coming down. So as I fold everything over, that would be on top. Okay. So let's see how this looks. Okay. And then the other thing we can do is just bring the whole thing down. So you just stop it and then we could also do this. We could incorporate a hill again, bring in my hill. So right about here, let's bring in another hill. I was kind of missing my hills. All right, stop there. And right there. And you did it. All right, so let's go back over to the cutting table and we'll put the embroidery hoop, put everything back in place, okay?
Okay. Should I cut these?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and cut that out a little bit. All right, so same exact thing as before. I'm not totally loving my hills, but I think that they're gonna be fine, guys. All right, so now what we're gonna do is fold, pull you out a little bit so you don't have to be so intimate in my folding process. All right, so fold and tuck. Oh, actually, no. What we do first is we cut, guys, because we don't want all that bulk in my fold. All right, so just like Template, how many of you are comfortable and familiar with Template? We've got some amazing educators that have done some really awesome Template quilting. And that's where we layer our fabric and then we actually do a reveal. And so we call that bottom layer of fabric the reveal fabric. And so this is kind of, I mean, I call it Template, but this is just kind of more of like creating shapes with your fabric. So I don't even know that I would call this Template, actually. Sorry for even saying that. That's a wrong word. I'm creating curvy, fun shapes. I'm creating my landscape quilt with the curves of our rulers, which I kind of love. I've always been super attracted to landscape projects. I just think that I love that they're not just like this geometric thing, that it's more of a flowing design. Okay, so I have that done now, and let's take a look. All right. So guys, we didn't get as far as I was hoping today, but we did get some embroidery done. We did get some of our layers done. So you're going to get it. You have an idea of what we're doing here now, right? So the next time you see this, we're going to be showing you how to do the, we're going to be finishing doing the embroidery on the background. We're going to be doing some freestanding lace embroidery videos. And then we're going to be finishing it. So the next time you see us, we're going to have a lot going on. Okay, so in the meantime, we will go ahead and finish this with you right now. Do a little bit more ruler quilting. Were you able to get your...
Do I need to put it the exact same, or is it just about the same spot?
Let's take a look. So are we going to go over this at all? There's a little bit that we might go over. So
it started with that one. That one was, well, no, that one is the one I missed. No, that one.
actually, no, this one's good. Oh yeah, that one we might want to
Yeah.
go over a little bit if we can. I think that you're really close. And so yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, one of the things that you want to avoid when you're doing embroidery is having to unhoop it. And I didn't think we could avoid it in that scenario. So that's okay. It's all a learning process. And in the end, guess what? That section's going to be covered up by our layers.
Yeah, that's true.
So we don't even have to worry about it. Oh, guess what? My thread came undone. All right, needle up. Here, needle up. And at least it wasn't going through the thread, the fabric. So let's go ahead and, all right, there's no tension. And there we go. We are all set. Perfect. All right, so let's pick a winner today too. So I'm going to go back over to this. I will go ahead and just do, I'm going to grab the computer here, and we're going to see what you guys want to win. Which wave ruler do you want to get started with? This is kind of fun because you're able to go ahead and kind of take a look at the wave rulers and the curly Q rulers that we're using. And then I would love it if you guys started doing some of this with me. So grab onto your fabric and create some of these layers with me. So you got the plan. The plan is I'm creating 3 different layers that are going to become my hills. I've got my background. My background is 24 by 32. Guess what size of table that is? That's a giant table, guys. My background is 25 by 32. That's my overall white background. So that's the back of my quilt. The top of my quilt is 18 by 24. That's our large sew study table, in case you were aware. Everything I live in is those sew study numbers. And so if you wanted to quilt this along with me, 18 by 24 is the top. 24 by 32 is the background, and that's what we're going to use to be able to do our miter binding tool. And then I'm using my embroidery collection to do the background, but I'm also going to combine some of my ruler work on there to be able to fill in the spots that I can't embroider easily. And then we're going to go ahead and do 3 layers. So on the layers, I have my top and my bottom of my fabric, but I start with the batting on the bottom. So I do top, bottom, batting on the bottom, and then I cut and I flip. And now I'm just creating my 1/4 inch edge all the way around. And that's what I was going to do next. Okay. So you guys, somebody's got to tell me what they want to win here. But I can't do that. Are these directions in the box? They are not in the box, but I can easily write out the instructions for you, and I will actually do that. I will go ahead and create a little handout that we'll put into the university class. So you have the instructions to create this landscape quilt with me. But for right now, 18 by 24 top, 24 by 32 back. And then these layers are all going to be 18, we'll say I think we decided these are 6 inch, aren't they?
Yes.
18 by 6 inch layers. So 18 long, 6 inch. So you do a backing and a top, and then the batting on the bottom to create your curves. So I'm going to give away a back-to-back, and I'm going to give away one of these waves. You guys have curves like this already. So I'm going to do a back-to-back, and I'm going to do a wave. So this is our sound wave ruler, our S2 sound wave, and then we're going to do our back-to-back, and that is our 3-2. And then I'll pick one winner to win our curly Q 5.5 and 3.5 inch. So there's 3 winners today. All right, guys, that's fun. So let's go ahead and go to my StreamYard.com/giveaways, and let's see what we got. Oh, StreamYard/giveaways doesn't want to work for me. Let's see. All right. Let's see why it's not working. Okay, you guys can still see my screen, I think. All right, so guess who I'm asking how to do giveaways with StreamYard right now? ChatGPT.
Oh.
Okay, so it says, easiest way to do that. So it says, go to live stream, tell viewer exactly what you want to hear, click comments in your StreamYard, add them to the screen, and then use your comment picker tool. So that is going to be, okay. All right, so should be pick a comment picker tool. That's a new tool for me. Let's see if I can do that. All right, where's my comment picker tool? And let's see here. All right. Okay, let's see here. StreamYard.com/giveaway. Giveaway. There it is. I found it, guys. All right. So I got my StreamYard/giveaway. We're live here. Let's see. I'm just going to let you guys, I'm not going to make you say anything. I'm just going to pick whoever's commented today. So we've got 26 people that have commented to win. We're going to start by picking a winner for, we'll do the 3.5 and the 5.5 curly cues as our first one. So the winner of our 3.5 and 5.5 inch curly cues, you guys see my screen right now, is going to be Judy Paul, lucky winner. All right, so you got some curly cues coming your way, Judy. So, oh, look at that. You see what I see? All right, so the next one is going to be, we're going to do the ruler that you see right here. All right, this is our back-to-back 3-2. And let's go ahead and pick there. Again, we've got 26 comments. So a lucky winner for that is going to be D. Congratulations, D. Sauter. You are the winner of the back-to-back 3-2. So all the winners today, make sure to message us at info@SewSteady. Tell us that you won. I can't always remember exactly what you won, so you have to remember for me, or I can come back and watch the live too. So, but I know that we've got a couple of winners, one for the curly cues 5.5, 3.5, and one for the back-to-back 3-2. And then now we're going to do our sound wave winner. Okay, so our sound wave winner today is going to be, let's see here, Joyce Frangen, I see you in there. Lorraine Hill. Lorraine Hill, you are our final winner today. Super excited to have you all join us with this live today, and we'll be back in a couple weeks where we'll be sharing with you our progression of our landscape project, and I will make sure to get that supplies list done for you at a minimum so you can quilt along with me, because this is so much fun. All right, so let's go ahead and give you, well, there's our winner. Congratulations. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to give you that as your screen, your inspiration. This is 3 different freestanding lace, so we are going to incorporate that across the top of this project. But we are super excited to, again, have you join us this next week. We're going to be at, it wheeled. We're going to be at the Road to California. Will you pull that back a little bit? I'll talk into the screen that way. There she is. We're going to be at Road to California, and then booth 433. So if you're in the area, come by and see us. We're going to do live giveaways. We might even go live from there too. So if we can, we'll show you our booth and, you know, maybe have you be part of a live demo. Yeah. Okay, great. Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for joining me today and getting us started with this fun little landscape organizer wall hanging project, our winter scenes, taking advantage of some really fun things that we have in our box. And we'll be back again in a couple weeks finishing up. Awesome. Thanks, Jana. You did great.
Thanks.
We did some, you know, we learn as we go.
Learn as we go.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Okay. Now, who is looking for a full winter quilting experience? This Winter Elevate Quilt Box is available now through March 18th with options starting at just $75 through our club stores or $99 to try it. Each box includes over $400 with tools, fabric, thread, and guided projects with everything you need to stay inspired all season long. It's the perfect way to learn, to quilt, and to grow in your quilting experience this winter.